Good evening and welcome to the beginning of the 2012 high school football season. Live from beautiful Danville, California, it is Buhach Colony. With a record of 12-1 last season, a Sac Joaquin Division II semifinalist taking on the home team tonight, San Ramon Valley Wolves, who were 10-4 last year, and the NCS Division I runners-up. Tremendous matchup to open this season, and we're looking forward to it. It's been called Northern California's premier game of the week, and we've got a lot of talent on the field this evening. As for Buhach Colony, told you 12-1 last year. Obviously, it meant they were 12-0 before their semifinal loss. They've got a number of running backs they can go to. Might be the deepest team in Northern California when we talk about the running back position. A lot of guys got plenty of carries last year. In fact, they had 5 players that gained 450 yards or more on the ground. Stephon Gold is the leading rusher for Buhach Colony. As for San Ramon Valley, all eyes are on quarterback Cameron Burse. Burse taking over for last year's Gatorade California Player of the Year, Zach Klein, who has moved on to Cal Berkeley, and he's someone that is expected to put up very big numbers this season, 6'3", 215-pound senior, and he's someone that's playing for a scholarship somewhere as well, a guy that has been able to has had to bide his time behind such a talent like Zach Klein. He has said all the right things, and no doubt he is looking forward to this, a great matchup against a tremendous team in Buhach Colony. Also on San Ramon Valley, you've got their leading tackler back this season. In fact, they returned 7 of their starters on defense from last year's 10-4 team, including linebacker Ryan Dunn. 4 interceptions. He had 3 block kicks last year, but he's going to the University of Arizona next year. Burse, probably going to go somewhere special. I'm not sure if he's going to make a Pac-12 school or not, but certainly going to probably be a Division I type of player. And when you look at the talent at Buhach Colony, we told you the stable of backs, leading rusher Stephon Gold, but the guy to watch up front also is 6'8", 345-pound tackle Aaron Cochran. You can't miss him, the 58th ranked recruit in California, a guy that's being looked at by Cal Berkeley, also Oklahoma, Notre Dame, Washington, and Colorado. He's a Cal High Sports preseason second-team offensive player is Aaron Cochran. So a lot of talent on the field this evening. Obviously, we're getting off to a late start. The JV game ran long. 29-16, San Ramon Valley was the winner in the JV contest. And now we look forward to the start of the varsity game starting more than 30 minutes after the scheduled 7 p.m. starting time. But a great night in Danville. A little bit of a cooker during the course of the day, but it has cooled off as the sun has gone down, and just a beautiful setting here in Danville, California, home of the San Ramon Valley Wolves. San Ramon Valley is the team in the green jerseys with the dark numbering and the gold outlining on those numbers, and that, of course, means Buhach is a team in the white jerseys with the black numbering. And you can see the captains meeting at midfield. Leon Miles, one of the captains, along with Stephon Gold and David Waits, and also getting our first look at Aaron Cochran as we move over and see big number 74 there, 6'8", 345-pound tackle. The Wolves win the toss and they'll receive, so we're going to get a look at Cameron Burse right off the bat. Pat O'Rourke with you here on BayPreps.com. First of many broadcasts we'll bring you during the course of the 2012 high school football season as we cover Bay Area sports on BayPreps.com. And you can't ask for a much better way to start off the season than this particular game. San Ramon Valley, talk about a 10-4 record last year. And 2 of their 4 losses were to De La Salle, including the NCS Division I championship game. So San Ramon Valley will receive. And Buhach Team with a lot of athleticism. 12-1, not only last year, but 12-1 in 2010 as well. Team that was lost in the semifinals of Sac Joaquin Division II each of the last 2 years, including the Vacaville last year. It's a team that can put some points on the board. To give you an idea, they played a game last year against Golden Valley. Final score, Buhach won 90-48. So it's a team that likes to run the ball. They will put a number of rushing yards on the board. And like we said, we'll go about 6 deep with that running back spot. So we're going to kick off here very shortly. And having some issues with our scoreboard on the screen, so we're not going to have a scoreboard here initially at the start. But obviously it's 0-0 since we've yet to kick off. San Ramon Valley fans on the opposite side of where we're at. Not a bad crowd considering that school hasn't begun yet. They weren't expecting a real huge crowd. And that's tough when you begin the season so early. Basically, this is week 0. Playing early because of the regional playoffs. That will happen at the end of the season, which is new. And I'm not sure what we're waiting for. Still a little bit of a delay before the start, as if we haven't had enough of a delay. The fine folks from Buhach Colony are going to have a late night driving home. Buhach Colony from Atwater, California. Their conference is the Central California Conference, and they have won that conference each of the last 2 years. In fact, they have won 10 consecutive league games in that conference. Still waiting for the start of this one. Everyone's getting a little antsy, waiting to get underway. We've waited all off season for this game, and now making us wait a few extra minutes. Shane Bell kicks off.
Come on, Shane, bring it, baby.
And here is his kick. Jawan Gardner returns from the 10. Moves off to his left side, has a room over that side, and he's past the 30. And he takes it up past the 35-yard line to about the 36. So not bad field position for Cameron Burse and the San Ramon Valley Wolves. Burse brings back the top receiver from last season, and Matt Turner. But they do lose a couple of good targets when you talk about Patrick Worstall and Michael Tagliaferri. So they start their own 36-yard line. Burse, as you'll see how that shotgun formation throughout, fakes the handoff, wants to throw immediately to Turner. Turner makes the catch, fumbles the football, and Buhach is going to fall right on top of it. And Turner is hurt. First play of the season. Turner makes the reception, a gain of 6 yards, but had the jar ball loose, and he's in a lot of pain right now as the 5'8", 165-pound junior, as they are attending to him. So already a big turnover in the first play of this game. Great start for Buhach Colony. And you know that's got to pump up a sideline. The first play from scrimmage, you recover a fumble. They will take over at their own 47-yard line. It goes as a gain of 6 for Turner. Prior to the fumble, the big concern is how healthy he is. So he continues to get attended to. Unfortunately, the first down marker is kind of blocking our view. We're on the Buhach Colony side. Pat O'Rourke with you here on BayPreps.com. Going to be a late night tonight. So we are starting late and already have an injury and still trying to figure out exactly what happened with Turner there. And he is walking off on his own power, so that is a good sign. I don't know if his right arm is tender or... So San Ramon Valley defense, they returned 7 starters from last year's defensive unit. The defense played pretty well in the postseason before the NCS title game loss to De La Salle. Even in that game, they didn't start off too poorly in that contest. As a man goes in motion, Marquez is the quarterback for Buhach. He'll give the handoff to the man running over the right side for a short gain. Buhach, going to the roster, that is Roosevelt Edwards. Starting to wonder whether some of these numbers are correct for the Buhach roster, which is always fun here early in the season. A big hole here for Stephon Gold. Gold on the outside, looking for the end zone, gets knocked out Pryor all the way down inside the 10-yard line. What a big gain there for Stephon Gold. He was the leading rusher last season with 931 yards. He averaged 7.6 yards per carry. And it goes as a 55-yard gain for Gold. And he had a huge run and a good out to the outside. And it's 1st and goal. Carry up the middle goes to Leon Miles. And Miles gets inside the 10, or inside the 5, I should say. So Miles, he had 809 yards rushing last year, averaging 7 yards a carry. He scored 9 times. So no surprise, 3 rushing plays. Coach Kessler, talking to him before the game, he mentioned how he wanted to make sure Buhach Colony throws the football more than they'd like, but they have ran effectively in their first 3 plays, and they've got 2nd down and goal. Marquez, the quarterback, fakes one way, gets up the middle to Miles, and Miles gets just a yard or 2. Told you Marquez, Joe Marquez, a 6-foot, 180-pound senior, is the quarterback. And it is 3rd down and goal. Marquez was a receiver for this team last year. So it is 3rd down and goal from the 2. And on the fly sweep, they get a handoff, and scoring the touchdown is Tyler Dew. Dew scores from 2 yards out, the 4th different ball carrier for Buhach Colony. And it takes the Thunder just 5 plays to get in the end zone. And let's see what they do here on the extra point. And they swing the gate. So Buhach off to the early advantage, capitalizing on the Matt Turner fumble. The extra point try by Bell is good. The Thunder of Buhach Colony leads 7-0 with 9:46 to go in the opening quarter. A 2-yard touchdown run by Tyler Dew, a 5'10", 160-pound senior. 5 plays. A minute 52 seconds. And of course, all 5 plays on the ground. So Cameron Burse and San Ramon Valley try to play catch up. We know this offense can be explosive, as they've been for the past several years. And now we'll see how they answer. And, of course, a big concern is if Matt Turner can come back in this game. The leading receiver for the Wolves last year, the 5'8", 165-pound senior, banged up as he fumbled that football. And here is a little pooch kick, and this could be trouble. Wolves got a fall in this here. It's loose, and they do pounce on it at the 25-yard line. Following on that loose ball was Carson Kuhner. Kuhner is he's one of the transfers here at San Ramon Valley. He moved from Modesto, or from Washington, and they've got Johan Williams, who moved from the Modesto area into this area. Two good players. Kuhn, the alert play there to fall in it. 9:45 to go in the opening quarter. Starting at their own 25-yard line. Handoff goes over the left side to Marcus De La Pena. Talk about a guy that's going to be a good one. De La Pena last year as a sophomore ran for 400 yards, averaged over 7 yards a carry. And he gains 8 on first down. Late start to this one, if you're just wondering. We're in the opening quarter. 9:20 to go in the opening quarter. Here's Burst looking to throw for the second time. Wants to step up. He gets hit, and he goes down. Taking him down was Felix Borrell. So third down for the Wolves. Out of that no huddle. So they lose 3 on that play on the sack, and it's third down and 5. Step back pedaling, trying to set up the screen. He gets it to De La Pena. De La Pena's got blockers in front. He's got the first down as he takes it to the 45-yard line. So De La Pena, running back who caught 6 passes last season, gets the gain of 15 yards on the pass from Burst, who was 2 of 2 thus far. Burst fakes a handoff, throws, and a big shot. The ball comes loose, and Buhach has it. They read it all the way on that bubble screen, and another San Ramon Valley wide receiver takes a big shot. Buhach came ready to play. That was Kuhner who took that shot. Well, you got to give this Buhach defense some credit, forcing 2 turnovers. And now with 8:29 to go in the opening quarter, they've got the football. And here is Roosevelt Edwards, and he takes a shot as he goes down at the 35-yard line. So it is second down and 1 yard to go. Leon Miles doesn't have much room to run. No gain on the play for Miles. Buhach is in front by the score of 7-0. Third down and 1. Wolves need a big stop here, down 7-0. Carry goes over the left side, and a big hole on that fly sweep handoff to Tyler Dew. Dew scored the lone touchdown of this game, and here he gets a first down. You can see they have a lot of faith in giving him the football in those third down situations. And he gets a gain of 7. First down with inside 7 minutes to go, the opening quarter. Buhach scored on their first possession. Here's the pitch to Miles over the near side. And Miles goes down inside the 15-yard line. Miles already has 4 carries for 19 yards. And we haven't seen Stephon Gold carry the football since that big 55-yarder that set up that first touchdown. He is lined up behind Marquez to the right. Edwards goes in motion. They give it to Edwards on that far side. Makes a great move, and he's going to go into the end zone for a touchdown. Wow. Roosevelt Edwards scores the second touchdown of the game for Buhach Colony. And again, they make it look easy. Keeping the ball on the ground, something they have done so well as they've reached the Sac Joaquin Division II semifinals each of the last 2 seasons. The extra point try by Bell is no good. He missed it to the left. So with 6:36 to go in the opening quarter, Buhach has a 13-0 lead. Apologize for the technical issues there. We're back with you here on BayPreps.com with 6:36 to go in the opening quarter. Buhach Colony leads by the score of 13-0. And the San Ramon Valley has trouble with the kickoff, and the disastrous start has continued. Charles Anderson pounced on it for the Thunder. And it's gone from bad to worse for the Wolves. They started at the San Ramon 43-yard line the last time they had the football, and now they start at the 23. Man goes in motion. Getting the handoff, running over the left side is Jace Webster, his first carry of the game, and he steps out of bounds at about the 18. This is a big-time blitz on San Ramon Valley. That was a gain of 4 for Webster on 2nd and 6. This is Dew. Dew trying to sidestep tacklers, but gets brought down. Buhach has had their way. They've told you they got this healthy stable of backs, and they've got guys that can make some moves. Dew, though, unable to sidestep Wolves defenders there. We're not even midway through the opening quarter. And it's Buhach who has scored their first 2 possessions. 2 fumbles by San Ramon Valley, and then the botched kick return moments ago. And Marquez is brought down. Great job coming up from his linebacker position is the University of Arizona commit, Ryan Dunn. And he brings them down for a loss of 7 as he takes down Marquez. So now we've got 4th down for Buhach from the 25-yard line. 4th and about 13 yards to go. It's too close to punt, maybe too long for a field goal, so they go for it. 4th and 13. Marquez wants to step up on a draw. Has a hold. Can he get the first down? He will stop at the 15, shy of the first down, and the Wolves offense will step onto the field. He needed 13 there, and he picked up about 10. So they turn it over on downs, and San Ramon Valley gets their third possession. But not great field position at their own 15-yard line with 5:05 to go in the opening quarter. Carry over the left side. De La Pena's got his second carry. You just look at the total plays in this game. San Ramon Valley's ran only 5. And Buhach has ran 13. And it is Buhach Colony. I confirmed with a fan here. I know they've been called Buhach or Buhach. It's Buhach as the carry goes up the middle, and another big shot. This Buhach defense has applied some hits in this game, and De La Pena takes a shot after a few yards. And it's going to be third down for the Wolves. So 3 carries for 14 yards for De La Pena. San Ramon Valley down 13-0. Burse keeps it on the ground. De La Pena, he's got a big hole. Good job by that Wolves offensive line. And you can see Buhach trying to strip that football. They obviously are a team that's going to force turnovers this year, as they've already forced a few of them from San Ramon Valley, and they are trying to force a turnover there from De La Pena. But he holds on to it and takes it up to the 35-yard line. Gain of 14 on the play. 3:40 to go in the opening quarter. This time it goes to the smaller scat back, and taking a big shot is Kareem Dabney on his first carry of the game. How many times have I said big shot already? The Buhach defense continues to lay the licks. Thirteen 0 Buhach in the lead. Here's Burst wanting to throw far sideline. A great ball, and it's caught and out of bounds at about the 45-yard line. Get a good look at the arm strength of Burst there, and that throw over to the far side. It was caught by Matt Turner, and it's good to see Turner back into the game. Remember, he got hurt on that first play from scrimmage when he fumbled it to Buhach. He gets a gain of 9. And before we see the 5th play of this drive on this, it's going to be an offsides, our first penalty of the game, and it's an offsides against Buhach. And that's going to give the Wolves a first down. So a 3rd down and 1 becomes a first down, and the ball now at midfield. A little delayed draw, big hole up the middle, and tripped up inside the 40-yard line was Dabney. Jawan Gardner getting the carry, and Gardner gets close to a first down. It's going to be 2nd and 1. So 2nd and less than 1. Again, the score 13-0 Buhach. Pat O'Rourke with you here on BayPreps.com. Burst looking down the near side. Great deep ball, and the pass is incomplete. Well, I thought I was going to get there, but just a little bit past the outstretched arms of Justin Bengay. First incompletion of the game for Burse. He is 4 of 5 for 28 yards. And it's going to be third down and less than a yard to go after that incompletion. And a little draw or quarterback sneak for Burse. And it looks like he'll get the first down. He did not have far to go. He's someone that they do not want running the football very much. But on third and less than 1, he gets the go-ahead, and he gets a yard. First down and 10 at the Buhach 39-yard line. Burse drops back a couple steps, trying to set up that screen. Does a good job. Pass caught by De La Pena on the far side. He's forced out of bounds at about the Thunder 35-yard line. San Ramon Valley trying to set up that short passing game. A lot of Burse's passes have been underneath as they try to break in. The quarterback making his first varsity start. A guy that would have started a lot of places other than here, but playing behind the Gatorade California Player of the Year. And he tries to throw over the far sideline, and it's an incompletion with 1 minute to go in the opening quarter. So another third down for the Wolves, who have converted a couple of third downs. I should say actually 3 third downs they've converted on this possession. Burse wants Ryan Dunn to line up at the tight end spot in the right side. Man in motion, Burse rolling that way. Under duress, nicely avoids one man, throws to the sideline, and it's going to be incomplete. Looked like that ball was going to be caught for a moment, but Bengay could not come down with it. And it's fourth down for the Wolves, and this is a spot where they might go for it. From the 35-yard line, it looks like they will. Fourth down and 6. 53 seconds to go in the opening quarter. It's 13-0 Buhach Colony. Burse drops back a couple steps. Plenty of time. Over the middle. Pass incomplete. A little bit high, but still off the hands. And Turner could not come down with it. And Burse thrown incompletions on 4 of his last 5 passes. Oh, that one easily could have been caught. So we get another look at the Buhach Colony running game, as they have not thrown the ball yet. They're not going to throw often, and why not when they can run so effectively? San Ramon Valley defense did a good job the last time they had the football. Here with 48 seconds to go in the opening quarter. They start at their own 36-yard line. And then we're going to have a officials timeout. So San Ramon Valley gets an offsides penalty. So each side has had an offsides penalty. Carry goes to Roosevelt Edwards. He gets a nice hole and evades a man and takes it inside San Ramon Valley territory for a first down. A 17-yard gain for Edwards. So he gains 17. They didn't mark off, they said 22 on the PA, but they didn't mark off the penalty before that as the carry goes up the middle for Miles. And that looks like it could be the final play of the quarter. Miles already his 5th carry. He's got 23 yards. So the final seconds will tick off here in the opening quarter, and at the end of one, it's Buhach Colony scoring on their first 2 possessions, touchdown drives of 53 and 43 yards. Capitalizing on 3 big miscues from San Ramon Valley. And the Thunder lead by the score of 13-0. So Buhach Colony with the 13-0 lead after 1 quarter of play, and they have the football to start the second quarter. And they have not had to throw the ball yet. Other scores from around the Bay Area. You've got James Logan leading Reed of Nevada 13-12 with about 5.5 minutes left in the second quarter. Monte Vista and Castro Valley are tied at 14 with 3.5 minutes left in the first half. Antioch leads Franklin 28-0 after the first quarter. Marin Catholic up on Miramonte over in Orinda 10-7 at halftime. The Matadors hanging tough there against Jared Goff and Marin Catholic. Also a big game as Elk Grove leads Lincoln 14-7 in the second quarter. Continue to update those scores throughout. Buhach Colony with the handoff over the right side. They continue to beat the Wolves to the perimeter. And Roosevelt Edwards gets 7. He has 4 carries for 34 yards and a touchdown. Tyler Dew has scored their other touchdown. They scored on their first 2 possessions. Joe Marquez, the quarterback, fakes one way, gives it the other. This is Tyler Dew. Dew's got some blocks in front, trying to space it out to the left, and he is forced out of bounds. Dew has a nice start to this game. They'll mark it at the 19. First down and 10 with 11 minutes to go in the first half. Buhach trying to take a 3-touchdown lead. Here getting stopped is Gold, Stephon Gold, his first carry since he had that big 55-yard run to open this game. So second down and 10. San Ramon Valley defense has had a tough time stopping Buhach, but remember they did come up with that stop after that botched kickoff return. Buhach had a 13-0 lead, a chance to make it 20-0 as they took over the San Ramon Valley 23, but the Wolves stopped them. Can they come up with a stop here about the same part of the field? Just on the other end as we switch sides at the end of the quarter. Here's Roosevelt Edwards again on that fly sweep, and he takes a big shot. And it looks like no gain on the play for Edwards there. He's got 5 carries for 34 yards. Third down and 10. Not an ideal situation for a running team like Buhach, and now they just moved, and so the false start's going to make it 3rd and 15. This is the 4th time they have been inside the San Ramon Valley 25-yard line. 3rd and 15 from the 24. They are 3 of 4 on 3rd down. Marquez from that pistol set, fakes the handoff, rolls to his left side, trying to set up his pass. First pass of the game is caught by Miles. Miles looking for the first down, does a nice job after initial contact and gets close to that first down. So we see the first pass of the game from the Thunder on a 3rd and 10. And it looks like it's going to be just shy of the first down. With 9:10 to go in the second quarter. 4th and 1. Buhach is 0 for 1 on 4th down. And movement, and this looks like it's going to go against the Wolves. It's going to be our 3rd offsides penalty of the game, and 2 of them against San Ramon Valley. We have not seen a punt in this game. We've seen turnovers and failed 4th down attempts. No punts, and now it is 1st and goal from the 5. Marquez, the pitch. This is Miles looking for some space, and he gets maybe a yard or 2. Buhach, though, doing what they want to do in terms of using their ground game, getting off to the early lead. Obviously, it's when you can utilize that ground game much more effectively. It's eating up clock. And here is the handoff over the left side, and that's a touchdown. Stefan Gold, his 3rd carry of the game, and he finds pay dirt, the 3rd different Thunder player to score a touchdown. And a very impressive drive for Buhach Colony. And on the 2-point conversion try, they're going to score to make it an even 21-0. The pass to Felix Burrell. So the huge start for Buhach Colony continues with 8:14 to go in the first half. That was an 11-play, 64-yard drive. And they scored the touchdown with 8:14 to go in the half. And it was the touchdown run by Stefan Gold, 5-yard touchdown run to make it 21-0. 5 different ball carriers, actually 6 you count the quarterback Marquez. And that was 11 plays, 64 yards. It took 4 minutes and 24 seconds. The ensuing kickoff. The Wolves have had trouble handling the kickoffs from Buhach Colony. This one goes deep, and then another hard hit for the Thunder as Dabney goes down. San Ramon Valley hasn't had great field position. They started their first possession at the 36, but since the 25, the 15, and this one, they'll start at about the 22. Buhach is dominating in all three phases. Cameron Burse is 5 of 9 through the air for 32 yards. A lot of his passes have been short passes. He's had a few drops, and he gets behind center. The handoff, De La Pena, and he has nowhere to go. Tried to stretch it to the outside. And an excellent stop made by Steven Strasser. No gain on the play for De La Pena, who's got 5 carries for 28 yards. Burse. Play action. Rolling to his right. Wants to step up and go. And gets a few yards. And another third down for San Ramon Valley. Hard to believe the Wolves have been shut out up to this point, but still a lot of time left in the first half. Third down. And a good 7 yards to go for Burse out of the gun. 3 receivers to his left. Burse's pass over the middle is caught. And that's going to be a first down up to the 39-yard line for Carson Kuhner. Kuhner had to take a big shot in his first time catching the football. Here he gets 14 yards. Wolves have converted a good percentage of their third downs here early on. It's been those turnovers that hurt them as the pass is complete to Turner. And Turner gets little. Gain of 3 for Turner. Second down and 7. 21-0 Buhach Colony. They scored on their first 2 possessions. A 2-yard touchdown run by Dew, a 9-yard touchdown run by Edwards, and a 5-yard touchdown run by Gold. Burse has to step up, wants to run for it. He's got the first down, and he steps out of bounds as he crosses midfield. So Burse showing his legs. And he gets 11. Talking with Coach Kessler before this game, the point of saying they don't want him to run. Not a ton of depth at the quarterback position, but he's going to take what the defense has given him. He gets the first down. With 6:33 to go in the first half, the Wolves trying to get on the board. They're inside Buhach territory. Big hole for De La Pena, and he's willing to absorb the contact as he takes inside the 40. A gain of 8 yards. It is second down and 2. De La Pena 6 carries, 36 yards thus far. Gets it again. Has a couple blocks and takes it inside the 35. That's enough for another first down. Past the midway point of the second quarter. This has been the Wolves' best drive. They did turn it over on downs. The only other time they were inside Buhach territory. Burst's got a pocket here, but rolls to his right, throws down the field. The pass is going to be caught, but no, incomplete. He had it, looked like for a moment, but unable to hold on to it was Kuhner. That was a very well-thrown ball by Burst, who has been victimized by a few drops, and that one should have been caught. Burst. He's got a back, Dabney to his left. Trying to set up another screen. Dabney makes the reception, makes a nice move, another move. He's inside the 20. Still on his feet, still breaking tackles, and he's going to get into the end zone for a touchdown. Oh, what a play. Breaking tackles left and right and making nice moves along the way. The screen pass to Dabney. Goes for a 34-yard touchdown. That is highlight reel stuff there for the San Ramon Valley back. And the extra point try by Anderson, one of the best kickers around, is through. He's got a huge, huge leg, and he makes it 21-7. So San Ramon Valley with the big touchdown drive that they needed. 8 plays, 78 yards. And it took 2 minutes and 48 seconds. The screen pass from Klein to Dabney. Goes 34 yards to make it 21-7. And that one will be fun to watch on the tape later. (5'7", 155-pound senior Dabney. Doing a lot of that on his own, but give credit to the San Ramon Valley linemen and receivers downfield that were setting up blocks. So Cameron Burst has his first touchdown pass of the season. Although he didn't have to do too much work there, he did set up that screen. That's something San Ramon Valley will go to often. And here an onside kick attempt, and it is going to be recovered. And it is going to be recovered, and a huge momentum shift in the Wolves' favor after recovering that onside kick. Now, there is a new rule this year where players on the opposing team can't be touched until that ball travels 10 yards. And I think the Buhach bench is contending that their guys were hit before that ball traveled 10 yards. So San Ramon Valley takes over a 5-22, trying to make it a one-touchdown game. Burst with De La Pena to his left, who goes out to the right side, trying to set up the screen pass. De La Pena with his momentum going forward, takes it inside the 45-yard line. A gain of 5. De La Pena already 3 catches for 24 yards. We told you last year he had 6 catches all season. He's replacing, he had a good season last year playing behind Jordan Weiss, and now replacing Weiss, who had 1,295 yards rushing and 323 yards receiving a year ago. 2nd down, and they're calling it 4. Burst gives it to De La Pena, and he'll be taken down at about the 39-yard line. Good job by Stephon Gold to bring him down. And it's going to be 3rd down and a yard for the Wolves offense. De La Pena, 8 carries, 43 yards. Burst keeps it himself. 2nd time we've seen him do that in that quarterback sneak, and he gets the 1st down easily. Burst has 5 carries for 17 yards to go along with his 88 yards passing. He is 9 of 14 through the air for 88 yards. 4 minutes to go in the first half. Burst rolls to his right side. He's going to step up and run again. And he gets up-ended. The ball comes loose as he hits the turf, but they're going to roll him down. But I think San Ramon bench more concerned about him staying healthy. That's why Coach Kessler said we don't want him running too much. And Burst, that's already his 6th carry. If you count one of the times where he got taken down for a sack. He gets 11 there. 28 yards rushing for Burst. And I think it's a good call by the official because that ball didn't come out until after he hit the turf. From the 23-yard line. 1st and 10. And a flag. And a procedure penalty against the Wolves. 3 penalties for 15 yards for San Ramon Valley. Just join us. Obviously, it says 21-7 on your screen. 3:33 to go in the first half. San Ramon Valley fumbled their first 2 possessions and then also botched a kickoff. But they're a touchdown away from making this a 1-score game. And a big loss in the play as Stephon Gold steps in the backfield to bring down De La Pena. And that's a loss of 5. So it's a 2nd down and 20 after that procedure penalty before it. Trip set off to Burst's left. And now we've got movement, and I think that might be Buhach. So it's a 2nd down and 15 after that encroachment penalty. Burst drops back a couple steps. He's under pressure, and he will be taken down. Cesar Sotelo, 5'10", 175-pound senior, brings him down. Loss of a couple on the play. It's 3rd and 17. Burst trying to set up another screen pass. Underneath, making a catch, and then taking another lick. As a San Ramon Valley receiver, that time it was Turner who has been hit a few times, including the game's opening play. Gain of about 6 for Turner, who's got 4 catches for 24 yards. And now we're going to see the big leg of of Anderson, who kicked a 62-yarder at a camp this summer, and he's earned a scholarship to Cal Berkeley. This one is a modest 40-yarder. And now we've got a timeout called by Buhach. So Anderson trying to make this an 11-point game. Told you he kicked that 62-yarder at Sailor kicking camp that wowed everybody, and basically Cal signed him on the spot. A lot of good kickers have gone through Berkeley over the years, and Anderson hoping to be another one. 5'9", 160-pounder who made 7 field goals a year ago. So you know he's going to have the leg on this 40-yarder. With 1:07 to go in the first half. San Ramon Valley was down 21-0, trying to make it 21-10. And the kick, obviously long enough, and it is good. Cleared it by good 8 yards. A 40-yard field goal for Anderson to make it 21-10. With 1:03 to go in the first half. So San Ramon Valley trying to fight back from that early hole. And they're within 11. Buhach will get the football to start the second half. So they will not need to show any urgency here. Get a big look at the sideline on Cochran for Buhach. Aaron Cochran, 6'8", 350-pound senior. Just look at him tower over his teammates there. Of course, his brother Matt got a scholarship to Cal Berkeley, and Aaron is already hearing from schools like Cal, Oklahoma, Notre Dame, Washington, and Colorado. 1:03 to go in the first half. This will be a return for Dew. Dew taken down right about the 20. Good coverage by San Ramon Valley's Jarrett Reed. And the ball will be spotted at their own 19-yard line. Team that doesn't really throw the ball much. They've only thrown it once in this game. So, in these situations, they're just hoping for a big play to develop on the ground to score before the end of the clock. Like I said, they get the ball first to start the second half. So we aren't expecting anything really out of the ordinary. Some hitting going on in this game, and to be gold on the carry for a yard. 34 seconds. San Ramon Valley not wishing to call a timeout. So this could be the final play of the half. On 2nd and 9, they'll keep it on the ground up the middle. This is Miles. And he gets about 14. Miles had more carries than anybody else for the Thunder this first half. 7 carries, 37 yards. Make it 38 yards. With 7 seconds to go, Buhach is going to call a timeout as they want time to run one more play before intermission. Pat O'Rourke with you here on BayPreps.com. Thanks to our sponsors, Rocco's Ristorante and Pizzeria. Stop by Rocco's after the game on the corner of Oak Grove and Ignacio, strong supporter of high school sports, full bar, and just great, great food down at Rocco's. The place is packed every night, and with good reason. They'll treat you well down at Rocco's Ristorante and Pizzeria. Again, without those sponsors, broadcasts like this can't be possible. So thank the Rocco's and also mortgage professional Michael Mulry at CNA Equity Group for all your mortgage and real estate needs. See Michael Mulry. 7 seconds to go in the first half. Marquez wants to throw down the near sideline, looking for Dew, and it's incomplete. Dew did get behind a defender, and he kind of got grabbed a little bit, but not sure he was going to get to that ball anyway. And the clock stops with 2.4 seconds to go. Of course, even if they did call pass interference there, talking 15 yards from where the ball spotted, it would be at midfield. And Buhach would still need a long ways to go for a touchdown. Like I said, their second pass of the game there. Pat O'Rourke with you, Jerry Gerard, the producer and cameraman. We're in Danville. Great way to open the 2012 football season. Play action, Marquez. He's going to run it. And he'll be knocked out of bounds, and that is the final play of the first half. And he'll gain 10 on that run. And the Thunder and Wolves will head to the locker room with the score 21-10 in favor of Buhach. We'll take a break on the audio side. You're watching high school football action on BayPreps.com. San Ramon Valley kicks off to Buhach Colony to start the third quarter, 21-10 in favor of Buhach. Buhach, who has scored on 3 of their first 4 possessions to take a 21-0 lead. And San Ramon Valley obviously scoring 10 unanswered before the end of the half. So plenty of room to return here. As it's taken up the middle past the 20, the 25-yard line, making a couple of moves, going backwards, and then coming back over the near side, getting a big block is Shane Bell. Some flags come down. A long, long kickoff return. You don't see it often. 14 seconds come off the clock on a kickoff return. It's not a touchdown. It didn't even get to the other side of the field, but there are some flags down after that kickoff return by Bell, who is running every which direction. And those flags came down near the end of the return. There's a personal foul against San Ramon Valley on that play, and after it was an illegal block against Buhach, so they're going to re-kick it. All that work, 14 seconds of action there, and we'll see them re-kick. And this one's going to go out of the end zone. And Buhach will start at their own 20. Their 6th possession of the game. Their first 3 or 4 possessions had some really good starting points. They started at their own 47 in the first try, at the San Ramon 43, the San Ramon 23, their own 36 the first time, 4 times they had the ball. Last 2 have started at the 19 and 20 on their own half of the field. Joe Marquez, 6 foot, 180-pound senior quarterback who was a receiver last year. Gets it up the middle in this fly sweep offense. And that was Miles with the carry, his 8th carry of the game, which leads all Buhach players. They'll keep it between the tackles again for a short gain. Jarrett Reed brings down Stephon Gold. That'll be 3rd and 2. Gold with 5 carries for 65 yards. 55 of those were on his first carry of the game. He's also got a touchdown this one. 3 different Thunder players have scored touchdowns. Just underway in the 3rd quarter. A fly sweep. Getting tackled in the backfield. Good job by the San Ramon defense. Eric Yell, one of the players, one of those returning starters coming back, and he's able to bring down Edwards for a loss. So Edwards taken down for that loss. Buhach offense put together 167 yards on the ground in that first half, but unable to get a first down in their first possession of the second half. They go 3 and out. San Ramon Valley down 21-0. Will get the ball here after a good job by their defense. And this is a terrible punt, a low-line drive, but it takes a Buhach bounce, and maybe that was what they were playing it all along. It ends up being not that bad of a punt. About a 35-yard punt. And believe it or not, that was our first punt of this game. So San Ramon starts at their own 40. Cameron Burst, 10 of 15 through the air for 94 yards and a touchdown. Did have a few balls dropped. Actually call it their own 41 is where they'll start. And a big hole for De La Pena, and he runs with authority past midfield. And it looks like that will be enough for a Wolves first down. De La Pena, 10 carries for 48 yards. A feature back this year, and this is junior season. Burst. Fakes it. Rushed, wants to throw deep over the middle, and the pass is going to be incomplete. Burst does not throw a bad deep ball, and unable to run that one down was Justin Bangay. They've been unable to hook up tonight. So it's 2nd down and 10. First possession of the second half for San Ramon Valley, the home team. Very tough schedule for the Wolves. And this pass is way too high and incomplete. Going for the interception there was Tyler Dew. It was intended for Turner, and it's probably a good thing that pass wasn't on target for San Ramon Valley, considering if it was, Dew might have had an interception or Turner would have taken a big lick. And this Buhach defense has delivered their share of licks tonight. 3rd down and 10. Pat O'Rourke, Jerry Gerard with you here on BayPreps.com. Burse over the middle. Pass complete to Dunn. Dunn gets tripped up well shy of the first down at about the Thunder 42. It's going to be about 4 yards shy of the first down. Four receivers set. San Ramon Valley going for it. They're 0 for 1 on 4th down. 4th down and 4. 2 receivers each side of Burst out of the gun. Wants to throw over the middle. Pass is going to be incomplete. There's going to be a flag. Are they going to say he came up with that pass? Official marking as if that might have been a catch. But if it's a catch, the pass interference really... It looked like they were going to mark that as a catch, a tremendous catch if it was. And now they'll mark off the 15 yards because that pass went about 12 yards, so they'll certainly take the 15. So the pass interference penalty. I think it would have been a first down anyway. That was a heck of a catch. It looked like De La Pena with a guy all over his back. I agree that probably wasn't, I don't necessarily agree with the pass interference call, but it would have been a first down. Ball spotted at the 32-yard line of Buhach. Burse under duress, flush to his right. Wants to throw before he steps out of bounds down the sideline. It's incomplete. .8:21 to go in the 3rd quarter. Buhach Colony went 3 and out on their first possession. They went 3 and out in their first possession, and San Ramon Valley, after the punt, took over at their own 41. And now they've got a 2nd down and 10. From the 27. And not much doing for De La Pena, who has 50 yards on 11 carries. Third down and 8 for the Wolves. Wolves converting a 4th down on a pass interference penalty. Play where they were able to get a reception anyway for the first down. But they took the penalty because of the 15 yards. And now they've got 3rd and 8. They're 4 of 7 on 3rd down tonight. Burse has to step up. Moves to his left. He wants to run for it. He's going to get the first down as he's knocked down as he goes out of bounds. He was pushed just as he was going out of bounds, and that's a clean play. It didn't look like he was pushed after he went out of bounds, and I think it's a good non-call there by the official. But the question is, did he get the first down? This is very close, and they're having trouble over where those down markers got taken down near the spot of where Burse went out of bounds. So they're having trouble figuring out exactly where the 10 yards is to determine whether or not that is enough for a first down. Burse has not been afraid to make plays with his legs tonight. He's got over 30 yards rushing to go with his 100 yards passing. He's trying to pull the Wolves within 4. And it looks like he was shy of the first down. I thought he was going to get there, but it's going to be 4th and 1. San Ramon Valley 1 of 2 on 4th down. Big play with 7:34 to go in the 3rd quarter. And I don't know if this is going to be enough. I think the second effort might have got him there. Let's see. I don't know. And Buhach's convinced that they didn't get it, and he didn't get it to De La Pena. The Wolves did not get much of a push, and a good job by the Buhach defense, bending but not breaking. And they stopped the Wolves on 4th down. It's a big play for Buhach because the momentum with the way things went near the end of the first half and that drive, it seemed like the momentum was in San Ramon Valley's favor. Now Buhach with 7:33 to go in the third, up by 11 with the football. At their own 19-yard line. Marquez fakes every which direction, gives it to the man in the backfield, and that is Miles, and Leon Miles with his 9th carry of the game. Leon Miles, 5'9", 180-pound senior. 809 yards rushing last year. Stephon Gold at 931. We told you 6 backs returned this year for Buhach Colony, and all 6 of those guys had 450 yards or more rushing last year. And this is one of them, their leading rusher. And look at the moves and the breakaway tackle ability from Stephon Gold, who takes it all the way up to midfield. The leading rusher in this game as well as Gold, who had a big 55-yarder early that set up Buhach's first touchdown. He gets 24 yards there. He's got 89 yards in the game. First down and 10 for the Thunder. From their own 49 of movement everywhere. I think they might have just snapped the ball early. There's going to be no flags because the rest of the linemen were on a different snap count than the center. Everybody was on a different snap count than the center, and he's the one, of course, the ball. So it goes as a short gain for Marquez. And the ball spotted now on San Ramon Valley's half of the field. Second down and 7 from the San Ramon Valley 48. You're watching this broadcast on BayPreps.com. Marquez wants to throw for the 3rd time tonight. Now he's going to step up, and he is forced out of bounds, and he takes a big shot as he goes over the bench on the sideline. And fortunately, he's okay. He gets up quickly, and he heads back towards his huddle, like what you want to see out of your quarterback, no matter what team you root for, that kind of toughness. And that was not an easy shot. He got pushed right into that bench and then had to kind of take a leap over it. And now they're just moving the bench back onto the track. They don't want it anywhere in the area. So it's a 3rd down and 1. .22 yards rushing tonight for Marquez, who gives it to Gold. Gold using that big frame, has got the first down inside the San Ramon 40-yard line. These two teams, high expectations this year, excellent seasons last year. Marquez starts off in the gun, gets behind center on 1st and 10 from the Wolf 38. And he gives it to Miles. And this is what Buhach wants to do. Run up that time of possession, utilize that running game. And a good possession here. They started at their own 19, and they're now at the Wolves 35. The pitch to Gold. Gold gets a block in front and takes it close to that first down marker on the near side, but it looks like a little bit shy. Gold a couple yards away from the century mark. 8 carries, 98 yards. Buhach has eaten up over 3 minutes of clock on this possession. They've got a 3rd down and 1. Gold, one of the backs to backfield off Miles, but a fumbled snap by Marquez. He quickly falls on top of it, but it's going to be 4th down now. This is going to be the 10th play of this possession. And a big possession it is with 4:04 to go in the 3rd quarter. San Ramon Valley defense has done a good job since the early stages of this game. But they really need a stop here, down 11. And now we're going to get a timeout called by the Thunder with 3:42 to go in the 3rd quarter. A big 4th down coming up for a Buhach team that is 1 of 2 on 4th down tonight. This game is going to run late tonight because we got off to a late start. Started a good 35 minutes after 7 o'clock due to the length of the JV game before this one. The JV game won by San Ramon Valley. Monte Vista is leading at Castro Valley 35-14. Amador Valley has taken a 22-21 lead over Freedom as they go to the 4th quarter. Pittsburgh leads Clayton Valley 33-21 in the 4th quarter. Antioch taking it to Franklin 49-0. 4th down and 1 here, though. Big play in this game. Miles escapes a tackle in the backfield. He gets the 1st down as he goes out of bounds. And an excellent effort there by Miles to escape that tackle in the backfield. And he gets the 1st down as they finally move the chains. That was all Miles on his own. That effort to take it to the outside. And it keeps this possession alive. A 10-play, make it 11-play possession. A screen pass set up for Miles. He's got room to run, and he takes it down inside the 10-yard line. The 3rd pass attempt of the night for Marquez. And both of his completions have gone to Miles. 2 catches, 26 yards for the back, who also has 53 yards rushing. So it is 1st down and goal for Buhach. They have the football at the San Ramon Valley 9-yard line. And this is Webster, just his 2nd carry of the night. A back that had 565 yards rushing a year ago. He's got 9 on those 2 carries tonight. Buhach can make this a 3-score game as we're inside 3 minutes to go in the 3rd. This game was called the premier game of the week in Northern California by Mitch Stevens of Max Preps and the Chronicle. Here is the handoff to Gold. Gold looking for a 2nd score of the night. No signal from the official as he's stopped just shy of the goal line. He does go over 100 yards in the night with that carry. And it's going to be 3rd down and goal from the 1. Gold, Roosevelt, Edwards, and Tyler Dew have scored the touchdowns for Buhach tonight. They're looking for that fourth score. Marquez has trouble, looked like, with the snap, and he tried to get in himself, and he can't quite get there. This next play will be the 15th play of the possession, and it's 4th down and 1 for a Thunder team that's 2 of 3 on 4th down tonight. Gold lining up in that backfield along with Miles, and it's going to be Gold, and he's going to be hit, and he's going to be stopped. And a big goal line stop by the San Ramon Valley defense with 1:07 to go in the third quarter. The Thunder had a chance to make this a 3-score game. So 15 plays, and they go 80 yards and eat up 6 minutes and 26 seconds, but don't get any points out of it. Now San Ramon Valley's got a long field to work with at their own 3. Big hole over the right side. This is De La Pena. He may go the distance. No one's going to catch him. 97 yards for Marcus De La Pena and San Ramon Valley, who was looking at perhaps an 18-point deficit. Now gets within 4, and now we see some whistles from the officials near the 40-yard line, and they're talking something over. I'm not sure what it is. I don't see a flag on the field. And there's a sideline warning against San Ramon Valley, but that's just a warning. It's not a penalty. And that is a touchdown for Marcus De La Pena. 97 yards. After a 4th down and goal stuff. What a turn of events with 53 seconds to go in the third quarter. After a 15-play, 80-yard drive that took almost 6.5 minutes for Buhach. Here's the extra point try by Anderson. It is good, and it is 21-17. Keep it right here. Obviously, plenty of time to go as we're in the final minute of the third quarter. De La Pena now with 147 yards rushing on the night after that 97-yard touchdown run. You don't even call it a drive. One play, 97 yards. That took 14 seconds. Wow. And we've got a whole new game. That was once a 21-0 score in favor of Buhach. Buhach. I've been calling him Buhach all night, and I messed up once, and I got caught. It is amazing how many people, though, call it Buhach from around these parts, but a lot of people call it Buhach from around these parts that don't know. And I got the education before, and I was doing all right until then, but it is 21-17 in favor of Buhach Colony. And the kickoff will be to the Thunder from San Ramon Valley. Great game here in week 0. Buhach team 12-1 each of the last 2 seasons, knocked out in the Sac Joaquin Division II semifinals each of the last 2 years. A lot of talent. San Ramon Valley tries their second onside kick of the night. The ball is free, and the Wolves fall on it. No signal from the official about whether this is San Ramon Valley football. He's marking the spot. Now the question is, you've got to make a signal one way or the other whose ball this is or what the call is. San Ramon Valley recovered the football after the 10 yards at the Buhach 48-yard line, but did they hit a Thunder player before that ball went 10 yards? That's the new rule that's in place on onside kicks this year, and it makes the officials' jobs tougher, and it is going to be San Ramon Valley football. It's their second recovered onside kick of the night. The last time they recovered an onside kick, they got 3 points out of it. So San Ramon Valley takes over at the Thunder 48-yard line. Just moments ago, Buhach was up by 11, and they were a yard away from making it an 18-point game. And now it's a 4-point game, and San Ramon Valley's got the football. And the officials talking to the Thunder sideline here. The head coach of Buhach Colony is Kevin Smartwood. He's in his 7th season, a career record of 37-30. He's done a good job with this program. He started 3-7, then went 2-8, 2-8 in his first 3 seasons, and then 6-5, 12-1, 12-1. And a contender this year. According to Max Preps, the 12th ranked team in Northern California, San Ramon Valley ranked 8th in those rankings. Play action, burst. Throwing, pass complete. Carson Kuhner gets a big shot out of bounds near the San Ramon Valley sideline. And it's going to be about an 8-yard gain for Kuhner. That is his 3rd reception of the night. Burse is 12 of 20 for 108 yards. 1 touchdown, no interceptions. In his first varsity start, taking over for the excellent Zach Klein. There's another big hit. Far sideline. Looked like that was Joe Marquez, a quarterback who also plays some safety, giving Dabney a lick, but Dabney gets the first down. A gain of 6 on just his 2nd carry of the night. Dabney had a highlight reel play for a touchdown. San Ramon Valley's first score of the night on a 34-yard screen pass. He's in there while De La Pena continues to take a break after that 97-yard touchdown run. 20 seconds to go in the 3rd. Burst, a little bubble screen pass to Turner, who gets hit and falls forward, but it's going to be a no gain. Turner has 5 catches tonight for a guy that was one of the better receivers in the NCS last year, but 5 catches for just 24 yards. That is the end of the 3rd quarter, and our score is 21-17 in favor of Buhach Colony. You're watching high school football action on BayPreps.com. San Ramon Valley football to start the 4th quarter. The Wolves have trailed most of the night. They were down 21-0. It's 21-17. They've got a 2nd down and 10 yards to go. from the Thunder 35-yard line. Cameron Burse under center. Two receivers lined up to his right. Buhach shows blitz. They run. Goes to Dabney. And Dabney will be taken down. Excellent tackle by Marquez. Told you that quarterback who also plays his share of time at safety, and there is a flag down on this play as well in the area where you would expect holding. And Buhach is confirming they will take that penalty. It would be 3rd and 10. And now it's going to make it 2nd and 20. It's not an easy call. Some coaches might prefer the 3rd and 10. Just underway in the 4th quarter. Buhach with that 4-point lead, led 21-0. Burst out of the gun. Trying to set up another one of those screen passes. This is Justin Bangay with his first catch of the night. And he gets 5. That was the 22nd pass tonight for Cameron Burse. It's 3rd and 15. This was a 21-10 game at halftime. After a 4th down and goal stop from the 1-yard line. San Ramon Valley then ripped off a 97-yard run by Marcus De La Pena to make it 21-17. And now they got the ball back, down 4 and 3rd and long. Burst over the middle. Intercepted. Picked off by Marquez. He makes a nice move past the 40-yard line, steps out of bounds in front of the San Ramon Valley bench. So another turnover for San Ramon Valley. And the first interception for Burse. Marquez making some plays on both sides of the ball for Buhach. And he comes up with a big pick there. That's the 4th turnover of the night for San Ramon Valley. Committed those 3 very early on in the game. Now the Wolves defense, which has done a very good job. Since early in the 2nd quarter, looking for another stop. Buhach starts at their 41-yard line. Webster with the carry there, gets a couple yards. Jerry Gerard, the producer and cameraman. I am Pat O'Rourke. 10:23 to go. Leon Miles gets the handoff on that sweep play, and he is lit up. Short gain on the play. 3rd down and 7 yards to go. They need to get to the Wolves' 49-yard line for a first. Marquez looking to throw. Tries to dump it off, and the pass is underthrown and incomplete. That pass on target, they get a first down because he had Jace Webster open. So Buhach will punt for the 2nd time. First punt we saw went for 35 yards. It was a very low line drive that of the 35 yards, probably bounced for about 20 of those yards. It is Shane Bell, kicker, also the punter here. And he is standing inside his own 35. Wolves bring pressure, but he gets it away. Punt return from the 28-yard line. A couple of nice moves up the middle. And taken down at the 45-yard line was Andrew Goobers. So San Ramon Valley, good field position again at their own 45. Still down 4. 9:22 remaining. Buhach Colony's first game against an NCS opponent in 5 years when they lost 34-14 to Antioch. These teams, some tough non-league schedules, particularly San Ramon Valley, who plays Folsom next week, a team they opened with last season. Burst, pump fakes, and then wants to throw deep, but well underthrown, and the pass incomplete. And that was nearly offensive pass interference as the Wolves receiver there, Justin Bengay, had to play a little defense to knock that one away, make sure it wasn't intercepted. So second down and 10. Man goes in motion to this near side. That's done. Burst, play action. Pass over the middle is caught. Just inside Buhach territory. A few yards shy of the first down. The completion to Dunn, his second catch of the night. Each of them has gone 6 yards. It's 3rd and 4. Defenses have tightened up in this game. In this second half, the only 7 points we saw were that 97-yard touchdown run. 3rd down and 4 for a Wolves team that's 4 of 7 on 3rd down. Burst, far sideline. Gets it there, breaking a tackle, far side for a first down and more, close to the 30-yard line. To Carson Kuhner. Goes as a gain of 19 yards. 25th pass of the night for Burst. And now we've got a timeout called by San Ramon Valley. Burst 15 of 25 yards for 132 yards, a touchdown and interception through his pick on the last possession for San Ramon Valley as Joe Marquez picked him off. Burst started this game with some passes that were not caught by his receivers. Not a bad first start for the senior. Whenever you step in these shoes, being a quarterback and at San Ramon Valley, high expectations. Pat O'Rourke back with you here on BayPreps.com. As apologize, I missed a very important play in this game. A 10-yard touchdown pass from Cameron Burst to Matt Turner on 3rd down and goal from the 10-yard line. We were unplugged by somebody, and that's so we lost all power, had to restart the computer, and so we missed a key play in this game with 6:36 to go. It is 24-21. San Ramon Valley has overcome a 21-0 deficit. That was a 10-play, 55-yard drive, and what a job by Cameron Burst to lead that drive. Got a big run from Marcus De La Pena, a 21-yard run along the way, and he's having a huge night as the kickoff goes into the end zone for a touchback. And Buhach Colony will start at their own 20. The Thunder led 21-0 in this game midway through the second quarter. And now they are trailing for the first time tonight. Burse with his second touchdown pass of the night. He is 18 of 28 for 156 yards unofficially with 2 touchdowns and an interception. So Buhach starts with 6:36 to go in the fourth quarter. Their last score was with 8:14 to go in the second quarter when they went up 21-0. Get a good gain on first down. Webster with his 4th carry of the night. And he gets 9. We're going to be here at San Ramon Valley in 2 weeks when they play James Logan, and we're going to have to make sure we set up on the side close to the press box next time, as we were unplugged and missed a key action there. As the pass is going to be incomplete, there is a flag down, as the pass was intended for Cody McWilliams. Apologize to those of you watching. It is very frustrating, I'm sure. It's as frustrating to us as it is to you. Something we can't control, somebody, because we were using a couple lawn extension cords and someone down the way had unplugged us. And with 6:24 to go, this penalty goes against Buhach Colony and marks them back 5 yards. Their 5th penalty of the night. This game started late, about 35 minutes past 7 o'clock. And obviously we've gone over 2 hours. And San Ramon Valley has come all the way back from a 21-0 deficit. And the Thunder are going to keep the chains moving with a first down here for Miles. He gets 7, 13 carries for 61 yards tonight for Miles. This one not over yet by any means. Buhach, team that can run the football very well, are throwing here, and Marquez's pass is deflected and nearly picked off by Dunn, the University of Arizona-bound linebacker, the leading tackler on this Wolves team a year ago. He had 4 interceptions in 2011 and nearly came up with his first of 2012 there. Marquez now 2 of 5 through the air for 26 yards. Buhach a little out of their comfort zone when throwing the football. Second down and 10 yards to go. On the sweep, Tyler Dew, who has been quiet since the early going, gets a nice gain, and it looks like that's going to be enough for a first down as he's forced out at about the 42. Dew scored the first touchdown of the night, a 2-yard run. He's got 5 carries for 28 yards. 6:03 to go. Well, with Jerry Gerard, the producer and cameraman, I am Pat O'Rourke here on BayPreps.com, our first broadcast of the 2012 season. Marquez keeps it up the middle of Stephon Gold, who's got a nice hole. The Wolves trying to knock that football away. The official gets tripped up as Gold crosses midfield, and that's close to a first down. Gold, the leading ball carrier for Buhach Colony a year ago, and the leading ball carrier tonight. He gets 10. 111 yards rushing for Gold tonight on 11 carries. First down and 10. Running to the left is Bell. Bell with a good carry as he's forced out of bounds at the Wolves 41. That's the first carry of the night for Shane Bell. So 7 yards for Bell. A seventh different player to run the ball for the Thunder. 5:38 showing on the clock. Buhach started at their own 20. Now at the Wolves 41. San Ramon Valley bringing pressure up the middle. They pitch it to the outside. Lot of room down the near sideline. A flag does come down as Miles gets taken down, but there is a flag down about 10 yards down the field. That was going to be a big gainer of about 30 yards. But a flag came down about 10 yards down the field of the run by Miles. And of course, they'll mark off that flag from the spot of the foul. So it's going to make it about a second. It was a 2nd and 3 before that play began, and now it's going to be a 2nd and 2. .45 yards and penalties for the Thunder. 2nd down and 2, 5:31 to go. Thanks to our sponsors, Rocco's Ristorante and Pizzeria. Great food always at Rocco's. Make sure to stop by there on the corner of Oak Grove and Ignacio after the game in Walnut Creek. You can't beat it. Rocco's. Handoff. Not much running room over this side, but able to get close to the first down was Edwards. Roosevelt Edwards scored the 2nd touchdown tonight for Buhach, and Buhach gets the first down there on that carry. This is what Buhach does best. This is the 9th play of this possession. It started at their own 20. And they haven't really used up much clock. There's been a lot of plays that have gone out of bounds and a few penalties. I'm sure they'd love to take off more clock here as we're inside 5 minutes. This is Jace Webster, and he does not have much doing. Excellent stop on the far side of the field by the excellent defensive lineman Marshall Rodriguez. San Ramon Valley lost some talent along the lines from last year's team, but Rodriguez, one of those returnees. And he stops him for no gain. Buhach Colony's got 294 yards rushing tonight. Right now they're at the San Ramon Valley 38 with 4:10 to go. The delayed draw to Miles. Sidesteps a couple men. Still taking guys with him. A very tough run by Leon Miles. He's going to be shy of the first down, but he's going to make this a much more manageable 3rd down. Third down and 1 after that 9-yard run by Miles, who's got 81 yards on 15 carries. He's had more carries than anyone for the Thunder tonight. Pitch to the Gold. Gold's got the most rushing yards tonight for Buhach Colony, and he gets a first down inside the Wolves' 20-yard line. And the more you watch this one unfold, thinking it could come down to the arm of Cameron Burse as the Thunder try to eat up some clock here, and while also trying to get in the end zone. They have it at the San Ramon Valley 19-yard line. Trying to use up all the time here in the huddle. They want to leave the Wolves as little time as possible, but they got to get in the end zone first, and now we're going to get a timeout called by the Thunder bench with 3 minutes to go exactly in this tremendous Week 0 matchup. Buhach Colony led 21-0. They're down 24-21, but they are on the move inside the red zone. And now they will talk things over. Thanks also to mortgage professional Michael Mowry at CNA Equity Group. For all your mortgage and real estate needs, see Michael Mowry at CNA Equity Group. We expected a really good game between teams that have high expectations and good programs, and it has delivered. Going late in the night, a lot of the games have gone final. Elk Grove beat Lincoln tonight 35-21. Foothill all over Novato 52-9. Amador Valley knocks off Freedom 29-27. The ball at the San Ramon 19-yard line. It's first down and 10 for the Thunder offense. Wanting to throw is Marquez. He's under duress. He's going to make a run for it. He takes a shot as he takes inside the 15. He was kind of holding that ball out there near the end of the run, and that's the last thing, obviously, the Thunder want is a turnover. He's got 28 rushing yards this evening. And the clock continues to roll. 2:33 to go. Please, no one unplug us. At this stage of the game, we already missed a touchdown that gave San Ramon Valley the lead because someone had unplugged us, our lawn extension cord. 2:15 to go. It's second down and 4. This is Miles turning it upfield. Bouncing off tacklers. He's going to get into the end zone for a touchdown. A powerful run from Leon Miles. A 12-yard touchdown run to put Buhach in the lead with 2:07 to go. And just a great possession for the Thunder. "13 plays, 80 yards, try to make it a 4-point game, and this one is good. And that means that Matt Anderson is not a factor with 2:07 to go. And San Ramon Valley down 4, obviously needing a touchdown. So, Buhach Colony, what a drive. 4 minutes and 29 seconds on that possession. 11 plays, 80 yards. And one of the best runs you'll see here on Week 0 from Leon Miles, a 12-yard touchdown run. Now how do Cameron Burse and the San Ramon Valley Wolves answer? Burse tonight, if you're just joining us, is unofficially 18 of 28 for 156 yards, a couple of touchdowns and an interception. He threw a 10-yard scoring pass to Turner with 6:36 to go to put San Ramon Valley in front. And now he needs another go-ahead drive here. The Buhach fans wanting their team to kick this one out of the end zone. But they're going to pooch kick it. San Ramon Valley had some problems earlier, but this one stepped up and catch it, and moving forward is Carson Kuhner. And it's going to be very good field position for the Wolves at their own 46-yard line. So with 2:02 to go, San Ramon Valley needs to only go 54 yards. Wolves had some problems with those pooch kicks earlier, but well prepared now. And Cooner just took that one and went straight ahead and got almost 10 yards after the time he caught the football. So bursts out, the gun's got two receivers left side. You can hear the Buhach fans chanting defense. Great game here, 28-24. The Thunder in front. Burst, plenty of time to throw. Looking up the middle of the field, the pass can be incomplete. Looking for his target, Turner, who's got pretty modest night, 6 catches, 34 yards, but made that just an excellent catch for the 10-yard touchdown near the pylon over on the far side of the field. Second down and 10. Burst, throwing the near side, got a man, caught and then out of bounds with 1:53 to go, close to a first down. As the reception is made by Turner. And it looks like a yard shy of the first down, so it's going to be 3rd and 1. And let's see what the Wolves do here on this 3rd down and 1. 4 of 8 unofficially on 3rd down tonight. Great game here on BayPreps.com. Burst taking some time before the snap. Far side of the field, complete. Excellent throw, and going out of bounds is Justin Bengay. His 2nd catch of the night. A guy that really came on during the postseason last year for San Ramon Valley. And he makes the reception there. They're going to spot the football. The 34, a gain of a 12 there. And now we've got movement, and both sides pointing at the other side with 1:25 to go. San Ramon Valley. And a 1st and 10 from the Buhach 34-yard line, and now the official's going to talk it over before making a call. 28-24. So the game, Buhach led 21-0. They were up 21-10 at the half. They're up 21-10 in driving as this penalty goes against San Ramon Valley. And they had a 4th and goal from the 1-yard line. Couldn't get in. The next play, Marcus De La Pena runs 97 yards for a touchdown, make it 21-17. San Ramon Valley went up 24-21 on the touchdown pass to Turner. But Buhach has just taken a lead on an excellent 12-yard touchdown run by Leon Miles. Now it is 1st and 15. Burst flushed out to his right, looking down this near sideline. The pass is going to be incomplete. The pass was a little bit underthrown, but looked like Turner might have had a chance to make the catch there. We're kind of blocked off near the Buhach sideline. 1:17 to go. It's 2nd down and 15. Tough to believe that one of these really good teams is going to be 0-1 after this game. Burst. Trying to set up another screen pass, but Buhach is there to read it, and De La Pena gets taken down by Justin Stefani. A big loss. And San Ramon Valley's got to call a timeout as it's 3rd down and very long. As De La Pena had nowhere to go. San Ramon Valley's utilized that screen tonight. They got a touchdown out of it earlier. To Kareem Dabney, but the Thunder were ready for that screen pass, and now it's going to be 3rd and 22 yards to go. Goes as a loss of 7. San Ramon Valley, obviously you want to get a big chunk of those 22 yards here with 1:06 to go. 2 receivers each side. De La Pena is going to go line up on Bursa's left. Buhach bringing some pressure. Pass near sideline, caught. Forced out of bounds is Turner, and they do get a big chunk, but it's going to be 4th down and about 10, maybe 9. So 4th down with 1:01 to go. 4th and 9. Turner, 8 catches, 56 yards. Is that who he goes to here? Turner in the bottom of your screen, the leading receiver for the Wolves last season. 1:01 to go on 4th and 9. Burse has time over the middle. Pass is going to be incomplete. And Buhach Colony comes to Danville. And after blowing a 21-0 lead, they are going to win this game up 28-24 with 55 seconds to go. Burse had 2 different receivers going over the middle there. And both of them were kind of looking at each other as far as who that ball was for. I don't think the man crossing in front deflected that. Might be mistaken. But either way, it's a turnover on downs. The 3rd time that's happened to San Ramon Valley tonight. And there is the kneel down, the first kneel down for Buhach. Buhach Colony, 12-1 each of the last 2 seasons. Sac Joaquin Division II semifinalists the last 2 years. And they are one more kneel down away from knocking off a team that we have at Bay Preps, the 3rd-ranked team in the Bay Area. Max Preps is the 8th-ranked in Northern California, San Ramon Valley. Buhach Colony, the 12th-ranked team in Northern California, according to those Max Preps rankings. And here is the final kneel down of the night. So the team from Atwater, the Central California Division champions the last 2 seasons, comes to Danville, and they beat San Ramon Valley by the score of 28-24. And Buhach Colony very pumped up after tonight's win. And they start their season off on a big note. For San Ramon Valley, doesn't get any easier. They're at Folsom next week and then home against Logan in 2 weeks in the game we're doing here on BayPreps.com. So what a game tonight. Excellent resolve by San Ramon Valley. Come back from that 21-0 deficit, but they're denied this evening, 28-24. And the play tonight, the 12-yard touchdown run by Leon Miles. What a run it was. Had to bounce off a couple of would-be tacklers. He put the Thunder in front with 2:07 to go, capping an 80-yard drive. And Buhach Colony pulls off the win. We'll take a break on the audio side and have some stats for you in a moment. You're watching high school football action on BayPreps.com.
How many yards did Stephon get?
123 is Well, I'm Jerry Gerard, Pat O'Rourke with you here on BayPreps.com. The final score tonight, 28-24, as Buhach Colony wins it over San Ramon Valley as the Thunder jumped out in this game 21-0. They led 21-0 about the midway point through the second quarter. San Ramon Valley did get a 34-yard touchdown screen pass from Cameron Burse to Kareem Dabney to make it 21-7. A 40-yard field goal by Matt Anderson made it 21-10 before halftime. And in the second half, it looked like it was a pretty defensive battle. Both defenses bending but not breaking. And then Buhach was driving up 21-10. A long drive that took 6.5 minutes. They looked like they were going to go up by 18 points. And on a 4th and goal from the 1, they were stopped. The next play, Marcus De La Pena ran in a touchdown from 97 yards out to pull the Wolves within 4, and it was a whole new ball game with 53 seconds to go in the third quarter at 21-17. Later in the fourth quarter, it was a Cameron Burst 10-yard touchdown pass to Matt Turner that made it 24-21 San Ramon Valley. Again, with 6:36 to go in the game, a 10-play, 55-yard drive that took 2 minutes and 46 seconds, and the Wolves had their first lead of the night. But the Thunder responded. An 11-play, 80-yard drive capped off by one of the best runs you'll see this weekend, a 12-yard touchdown run from Leon Miles with 2:07 to go. And Buhach Colony took a 28-24 lead. San Ramon Valley would get good field position at their own 46-yard line. And ultimately on a 4th down and 9 from about the 34-yard line. It was an incompletion. Actually, it was about the 39-yard line. An incompletion by Burse over the middle, and that is how this one ended. Buhach Colony needed only to kneel on the ball a couple of times, and they come away with a big road win, 28-24, the final score. The stats for Buhach Colony, they ran the football tonight for 326 yards. They had 26 yards passing, 352 total yards. San Ramon Valley had more yards, 215 yards rushing, 183 yards passing. But San Ramon Valley turned it over 4 times, and that was a big factor, obviously, as Buhach Colony did not turn the ball over tonight. As for the individual statistics for San Ramon Valley, Marcus De La Pena finished with 14 carries, 168 yards, and a touchdown. Dabney, 2 carries, 6 yards. Gardner, 1 carry, 9 yards. Cameron Burst, through the air, was 22 of 35 for 2 touchdowns and an interception. He did run for 32 yards on 8 carries. Turner caught 8 balls for 56 yards, including a touchdown. Bengay, 2 catches, 17 yards. De La Pena, 5 catches, 21 yards. Carson Kuhner, 4 catches, 39 yards. Dabney had that 1 touchdown catch for 34 yards. Dunn, 2 catches, 12 yards. Williams, 1 catch, 10 yards. 5 penalties for 35 yards for the Wolves. Buhach Colony had 6 penalties for 45 yards. On the ground, Stephon Gold had 12 carries, 123 yards, and a touchdown. Leon Miles had that 12-yard touchdown run that was the difference. He finished with 16 carries for 93 yards. Jace Webster, 5 carries, 20 yards. Tyler Dew had 5 carries, 28 yards, and a touchdown. Roosevelt Edwards, 7 carries, 34 yards, and a touchdown. Shane Bell, 1 carry, 7 yards, and the quarterback, Joe Marquez, had 7 carries for 28 yards. Passing, he was 2 of 5 for 26 yards. Buhach Colony does it with the ground game once again. That's been their staple. And they didn't turn the ball over like San Ramon Valley did tonight. So the final score, 28-24 in favor of Buhach Colony. And San Ramon Valley will try to get it done at Folsom next week, a team that knocked them off at the start of the 2011 season a year ago. Thanks to the producer and cameraman, Jerry Gerard. I am Pat O'Rourke. You've been watching high school football coverage here on Week 0, our first game of the year, first of what we hope to be many thrilling games throughout the course of the season. 28-24, the final score. Buhach Colony defeats San Ramon Valley. Have a good night.